Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the 2020 Class 1A state champions for girls, Spring Garden Panthers. Coach, also make any kind of opening statements you want to make, and then we'll open up for questions. Thank you.
Obviously, very proud. Just talked about the game a little bit. We were worried about their size and their length, and it did give us troubles early. And we really hadn't even talked about it at practice all year preparing for this, that we would use our press if we needed to throw some things, but we did want to use baseline to baseline stuff just to try to speed them up. So when they come out and just hit us in the mouth in the first half, and they did, they just took it to us in the paint and hit us, and they were bigger and a little stronger than I thought. And number 32 shot the ball better than I thought they could shoot it, so we didn't have no choice. If it was going to be this half court, we just decided, Coach Dinah, Coach Mack said, hey, we got to make them be this 90 feet. So I think that changed the game. I think tempo, got some turnovers, and brought us a little bit of energy when we made some turnovers there.
Questions for coach or players?
He's in my way. Macy and Neely, can you just talk about the adjustment that was made there with the press and how much difference that made in the game, you feel like?
Yeah, we noticed, we had to put more pressure on them there towards the end to stop their drives and stuff that they were doing at the end of the game. So yeah, the pressure really affected it there at the end.
We had talked about at halftime how we weren't playing our game, and I think our game is putting pressure on people and getting them to like mess up and turn it over. So I think our press like really shook them up.
Other questions? Who do we got?
Just for any of y'all, I mean, every one of y'all come up with a big shot at some point. I mean, just talk about, coming up in the clutch.
I got it. Well, first half, I wasn't hitting much, and at halftime, when I came back out, my mom was like, "Keep shooting, it'll fall eventually." And at the start of the third quarter, it finally started falling, and it kept falling until the end of the fourth.
So mom knows best.
Yeah.
Ace, to follow up on that, it was 38-38. It was still a real tight game. You made that three from the wing, and you guys didn't trail after that. You just take me through that sequence. What were you thinking? And you're just a seventh grader, so what was it like to make that shot in that moment?
To me, it was a big shot because that's what made us, like, our tempo got higher. And then after that, Macy hit a few threes, and Neely and Kaylee, and that's what really helped us win that game.
Got a question back here from Joe.
Ace, it looked like at the end of the game they wanted to try to post you up with 32 a lot. Just talk about the adjustment you had to make there and kind of what you had to do in that matchup.
Well, I tried to get in front of her because I can kind of jump, just to tip it off. And I was telling them that they needed to help me, like, have help side a little bit. And I took a few charges and she got a little frustrated at the start, so I tried to stay in front of her so she couldn't post me up.
One more. Here you go.
Kaylee, the three-pointers you hit early, I thought were big in keeping you guys in the game, and it just kind of take us through that and kind of the openings you had there and what you saw and just taking advantage of it.
Well, at the beginning of the game, I just felt loose, and so I just started shooting, and they fell.
Question right here.
Yeah, Ace, for you. I know what it's like to be a coach's kid. You grow up around the program, you go to all the games, and you dream of getting to finally play. Now that you've finally gotten to play and you win a state championship with your dad, just what is it like for you?
It feels really good. 3 years ago, when we got beat by R.A. Hubbard, we was walking down, I told him we'd be back in 3 more years, and we were back down here and ended up winning it.
Neely, what do you feel like changed for you? I know you sort of struggled a little bit early, but just talk about maybe what changed for you.
I mean, I had all my teammates coming up to me, telling me just to keep my head up. They kept pushing me to be better, and it just kind of calmed me down, and I just started playing my game again.
Macy, what do you think of the way Ace played tonight as a seventh grader?
I mean, for a seventh grader to be starting on varsity and starting the state championship game, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, she handled it so well, and I'm very pleased with how she played, and I'm so grateful to be able to play with her this year.
Other questions?
Macy, as for you, I know you're a senior. I mean, just talk about going out on top.
Oh, it feels great. Like, it's always great to end, you know, at the top, and I wouldn't trade any other team to finish with. I love each and every one of these girls and the coach. Love it.
Other questions?
Especially now for the program for Spring Garden. Of course, next year is going to have a lot of different changes, but just kind of taking the focus on this year and the legacy that Spring Garden has left, especially in Class 1A, how this girls program has continued to be one of the most elite. For you, Coach Austin, and even for the girls, what is that like, the legacy that you're leaving behind now, and what is going to be ahead of you now in the future, especially moving up to Class 2A?
Yeah, I was talking on the way down here, some people asked, about the championship game, pressure, and Ace being a seventh grader and pressure, and I said, it's pressure on the whole program. I mean, we're blessed. We've been here, we've won it a few times, and if this group of girls come out of here 34-3 today, we're just another Spring Garden girls team. A lot of teams I know in the state every year would love to be 34-3, but if we'd have finished 34-3, it's just another team. There wouldn't been no celebrations at school tomorrow. There wouldn't have been, wouldn't have been a lot said. To go 35-2, to win that last one, that's the pressure. And I guess that's part of, now they're a part of legacy, and that's the pressure that comes along with that. And we're blessed to be where we are. I'm not complaining about it, but it's pressure on everybody that one game means so much, on everything that you've sacrificed, everything these girls did, that just that one's going to be remembered to be so good throughout the year, a total of 3 points. All year we've been beat by a total of 3 points. And to come down to this and to put your name in the record book, that's something we talked about last night in our team meeting, something we talked about again at halftime. About this game is going to, tell who you are the rest of your lives. And, so that's to move into 2A, a lot of momentum. All 4 teams here is going to 2A. All 4 1As are moving up. Some 3As, Pisgah's moving down. 2A is going to be tough next year. But, we play on that schedule all year long, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it'll make us better because we know it could be a tougher road. So I think it'll force us to understand we've got to continue to get better. So we're going to look at it that way.
Coach, just to follow up on that, I know this team won 25 in a row to end the season, and I know you had a team to go 35-0 in the season. And girls, if y'all want to chime in too, just talk about, the pressure, whenever you have so many wins in a row, but y'all handled it very well. Just talk about that.
36.
36, excuse me.
36. That's all I'm gonna say. Every girls can talk on that. I mean, I've said what I thought about the pressure. Y'all talk.
Do y'all feel that pressure?
I mean, we just got to play our game, each and every year. I mean, we just got to do our thing.
Well, Coach, listen, I know 36-0 is great, but I tell you what, 35-2 looks mighty good this year.
Awesome.
It is, but congratulations, y'all go celebrate, and good luck next year.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
What's the school record? I know Dana's in second.
What's that?
Supposed to be in